Dizzy, quite possibly one of the most balanced and versatile characters in the game. Dizzy is well known for her dizzying speed, great debuffs, and amazing utility. Dizzy is one of those units that will withstand the test of time and find a place in any of your groups. Raid, Abyss, Arena, Guild Wars. In all these places, Dizzy will provide debuffs, debuff extension, combat readiness reduction, and stuns. Let's move on to take a deeper look at this dizzying character. So here we are, finally, at Dizzy. As you can see, I got her to level 60. She is ready to go and fully geared. We're going to now talk about her skills. Let's take a look at skill 1. I use this to catch fish. Huh. Oh my goodness, that's actually, I did not know. I've never read the skill names. I'm going to be honest, not once. So, +1 to Smile Gate. Attacks all enemies with the power of magic, with a 25% chance to each stun for 1 turn. Damage dealt increases on debuffed enemies. Now you can see from skill enhanced we get 5 as usual, and altogether you pick up 30% more damage. In addition, we have the stun effect. So let's talk about how to best use this, and we'll take a look at it. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Didn't get a stun on that one. Oh, there we go. There we go. We got a stun finally. We'll get another one. There's another one. One more. Can we get all of them? No. Okay. Cool skill. Looks awesome. Looks like she summons giant ice shards. I see why she calls it. She used it to catch fish. You know, for our Guilty Gear players, if you could leave a comment down below on why it's called that. I'm assuming there's some move she does where she spears a fish with the ice spikes. That would be my guess, but I'm unsure. So looking at this skill, it is great and fits her kit perfectly. She is heavily debuff base, and she gets increased damage on this skill to those who have been debuffed. Now, this skill is by default an AoE attack, which is just a beautiful thing. AoE attacks on skill 1 are very rare. Off the top of my head, I can only immediately think of one other unit that does have an AoE skill 1 attack, with that being Yuna, one of the free units available from Connections. Now, let's talk about skill 2, Gamma Ray. Attacks all enemies with a powerful ray, extending the duration of debuffs by 1 turn, except for those which prevent the enemy from moving, before decreasing combat readiness by 50%. You can see that she acquires 2 souls when using this, and by default it has a 4-turn cooldown. You do pick up 30% damage in addition to -1 turn for fully maxing the skill. It is worth picking up the -1 turn cooldown, so that way you can use this more. The reason why is on her skill 3 you drop plenty of debuffs. Using this will extend those debuffs by 1 turn. Skill 3. Now this is the one where she just goes all out. Emotional Gamma Ray. As you can see, it has decreased speed, decreased attack, and decreased hit chance. She does pick up 3 souls for using this, and it is a 5-turn cooldown. Unleashes a giant explosion to attack all enemies. The attack misses, but inflicts decreased speed, attack, and hit chance for 2 turns regardless. Soul Burn effect, consume 20 souls to grant an extra turn. You can see from the skill enhanced that you do pick up 30% extra damage, as well as a -1 to your turn cooldown. Now, I do, just like skill 2, recommend getting the cooldown reduction, so that way you can maintain your debuffs. By using skill 2 on a speed set, you can extend these, thus giving permanent debuffs to your target. Looking at all her skills, this has great synergy with her entire kit. Alright, so let's take a look at all of this working together. So in an ideal, you will first skill 3. So now that they're debuffed, you would skill 2. And as you can see, you increase their debuffs by 1 turn. Now, there is something very important to note, and the skill description did mention this. That is, you notice this immobilize effect did not get extended. This is because this is considered a movement impairing debuff, and thus cannot be extended by skill 2. So you can forget about any dreams of having someone permastun, as skill 2 will not extend those debuffs. Now, with this out of the way, let's go take a look at my gear and how I built my particular Dizzy. Alright, here you go. This beautiful mug that you love and appreciate, you just can't get enough of, is back. So here is my Dizzy. You can see I do practice what I preach. She is speed, effectiveness, and I am using Necro and Undyne. All of her attacks are AoE attacks, and this is just really too good to pass up. 16% combat readiness every time she uses an AoE attack. I mean, it's really good everywhere. Because right now, we're really talking about overall gear, right? I've kind of broke it down by skills, but in the end, what's the right option? And I truly believe it is speed effectiveness with Necro and Undyne. And if you take a look here, you can see I went attack. Now, the reason I went attack is very simple. This was the best health necklace I had that was either speed or effectiveness set. As you can see, it has 22% health here, but ideally, you would want this to be HP. And for reasons that I already explained, you want HP over defense simply because if you get armor broken, defense means nothing, but your HP will always be there until it gets reduced to 0. But we hope that doesn't happen. Now for rings, this is a terrible ring. I don't even really consider it a real ring. I haven't raised it because really I want it to go in health. But with effect resistance and defense right there, odds are I'm not going to get it to go into health and it's going to go into defense. So I'm too scared to even do practice rolls on it. But again, it is effectiveness because effectiveness is what you want. And then on boots, you can see I went 40 speed. Here's the important thing, and I did get sort of the health rolls I want. So I guess there's that. We went 1 here, I believe we went 2 here, and then 1 here. So that was how this played out. I would like it to be better. Now you take a look over here. Don't just pretend attack doesn't exist with her. Defense is okay. If you get defense substats, that's great. If not, oh well. But health, you do want more. You definitely want more than 9k in my opinion. Especially if you're using her on defense with a C Armin. The more HP you have, the better off you will be. Speed, you do want to get without imprints around 230, 240 speed. You can see I'm well far away from that, but I still have tons of areas I can improve in gear-wise. Critical hit chance is not required. You can forget critical hit basically exists. The same thing with critical hit damage. Effectiveness is your next big one. You want as much effectiveness as you possibly can get on her. And effect resistance as well. You want to make sure that she stays relatively healthy. Here's the stats for my gear. Again, keep in mind, it's not that great. Also, if I'm going too fast, just go ahead and pause the video. So, where do you use her? Right? Where does she fit in? How does she fit into your teams? Dizzy, like I said in the intro, is one of those rare units that is useful absolutely everywhere. Building her on a speed effectiveness set is highly effective because you can use her anywhere. You can use her in A11. You can use her in Wyvern 11. You can use her in Abyss. You can use her in Arena. You can use her in Guild Wars offense, defense. You can use her in Arena defense. You can use Dizzy absolutely everywhere, and she will not let you down. She is not a PvE or PvP focused character. She is 100% anywhere you need her, minus, I would say, Golem. I mean, because she's all about effectiveness and debuffing, and she's going up against a forest unit being water. She's at a disadvantage. She's not going to have a good time. So that's the only place, really, you can't use her. But, I mean, you want to bring her to raid? Bring her. You want to bring her to Abyss? Bring her. Guild War offense? Bring her. Arena offense? Bring her. She will work on a speed hit set anywhere. Absolutely anywhere. And all you have to do is build HP, effectiveness, and speed. And actually, the correct order would be effectiveness, speed, HP. That is it. That's all you have to focus on. It doesn't matter how you get to those numbers as long as you get to them. Now, as an added tasty bonus, I would say go for effect resistance, but it's not required. Not at all. Now, if you're going to hardcore PvP with her and you're going to use her offense and defense, then it definitely would be worth it for you to invest more in effect resistance. Now, my overall thoughts on her. Really, she's just great. I mean, there really is not much else to say about Dizzy. She's usable everywhere. She has a great solid kit. It's all about controlling and debuffing the enemy. If I had to give her a rating, I would definitely say a 9 out of a 10. And the only reason that she is not a perfect 10 is simply because she can't really do damage. I mean, she can do damage, right? But I mean, it's not going to be stellar because on her S3, the crit, you can't crit. You just can't because you automatically miss. So you can't do that. And in Hell mode, Caracanis, she's going to automatically trigger the boss's counterattack, which isn't going to be a big deal because he's going to be buffed to heck and back. But I think a perfect 10 unit would do that with no ill effects, right? I mean, he's still going to counterattack. He could still get lucky and actually hit you, even through blindness. So that's the only reason that I don't give her a perfect 10. But I am really happy with her. I think she's an excellent unit, and she's worth building. Well, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys liked the new format. If you did or didn't, please leave a comment down below. You guys know me. I'm pretty humble. Any feedback you give me, I run with it, and I use it to make the channel better. Also, please don't forget to like and subscribe because that does help me out. I do like the support. But as always, all you dudes and dudettes out there, stay frosty.